So like, because we've been talking and a lot of the information we've been dropping is extremely, extremely valuable for
Useful.
everyone.
Yeah.
So the UK legislation, if the laws get passed for gambling, protecting children, and everything else, it like, actually gets passed, the way it's going to affect the Western continent is that they're going to have to change their stores. The thing is that they're not going to be able to run two full stores unless they do complete redesigned games. So, for instance, a game dedicated to the UK and a game dedicated to the West Coast. If
But
they do that,
they already do deal with someone who's done that legislation. They deal with Sweden. They just don't allow people to buy it in Sweden.
but look at it, and then all of a sudden now they don't allow the UK to buy it, but they allow the West Coast to buy it. Or which side is more profitable? But then they're still losing 50% of their income because of it, which means that they're not going to risk it. They're going to make sure that they cover it. For instance, World of Tanks and PC, I can see them not selling to the United States and redesigning the entire system to work in the UK, because that's their larger player base. But then they're going to lose a lot of people because
That
you
is a
have
big thing,
Americans.
actually, because that is a
that-
big thing, actually, because if the UK passes it, a lot of Europe might end up passing something similar.
Yes.
Because the UK does have somewhat of a say in Europe. America might not, but Europe definitely would consider it.
Yeah. So
Which,
the loot boxes itself, I'm against it entirely. I think that it is the biggest joke and the biggest slap to anyone who has been playing the game for years.
I am against the prospect that a Honda Civic costs less than pixeled tanks.
Oh, I know. Like, did you watch Kim's videos?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I watched
Man.
his videos. I'm in his video.
Dude,
Ken's was spitting facts.
yeah,
Jesus.
and they don't like him in the slightest, and
They
Dude.
despise Ken. You mentioned Ken's your band.
Oh, yeah, I think it's
You
hilarious.
say his name, you get 10-minute mute. I've sent people.
No,
people
they
making a reporting
Comet,
working for
Comet, they upped it to a ban, pretty much.
looking to a ban. Bro.
Yeah, for
They upped
simply
it to a ban.
talking about someone. For instance,
For talking about unnamed user and then a random string of numbers because that's what his account got renamed to.
Yeah, which is absolutely hilarious. So the part that gets me is that to a point, depending on the video that I publish, the World of Tanks Discord will actually remove my content off of their official Discord. Like, there's some of my videos that they are simply not allowed to post. And anything...
It's the same with Clone Guy. The Clone Guy also is called out
is
Wargame,
banned.
and he gets his stuff.
Yeah.
He gets his stuff taken down as well.
So,
you guys are the it's between the two of you. You guys are the chems of what console?
Yeah,
People
because
call me Ken.
I'm a balanced guy. Like if the game isn't balanced, I'm gonna call it. Oh my god, this is the Torvong turret. Are you kidding me? It is the Torvong turret on a different hull, labeled as a medium.
Exactly.
What?
You've seen the
I have no
Torvong.
idea.
Dude, this thing is better side armor than the Torvong.
Really?
Oh, great! So it can side scrape.
Yeah, this thing has
Oh
got
my
70. No, this thing has got. Hold on, brain fart. Let me preview vehicle again. Or not module viewer. I'll look at module viewer here in a moment. But this thing has got 60 millimeters of side armor, while the Torvong, which is literally right above it, making this super easy to look at, only has 50. Yeah,
Wow,
not even 50.8. It's 50. So the Leviathan is technically better in terms of armor performance because it can side scrape. But you do have overextending armor on the left and right above the tracks, but pretty much every tank does. Yeah, the exact same turret on a medium chassis that goes 56, power to weight is 16.71. This thing is going to be an absolute monster in terms of hull down gameplay. It's going to get to a spot and it's going to be disgusting. Except for 280 alpha and 2100 DPM, that's kind of low. 8-second reload. You're going to be able to get it down to like 6 point something. So I see this thing completely devastating the meta in the game. Because if it's, let's take a look. You get 250, you get 280, 330. Going back to Torvagen.
The
If it's the
turret barely
same,
even fits on the hole.
280, 260, 250.
What's the penetration on the standard and premium rounds?
Well,
208,
the turret
270.
is exactly the same. Yeah, it's 208, 270. Is that heat?
Yes, it's heat.
Yeah,
Wait, what is it?
270
Sorry?
heat. You got
270
208
heat.
AP and then 270 heat.
Why the
So,
fuck would you use the AP? Good lord. Okay, 270
hey,
heat. That's
no.
medium tank tier 10 pen.
No, that's actually really good standard at 208. That's really good standard for the 90. Because take a look at the LPC.
It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good standards. It's good standards. But 270 heat is tier 10 medium pen.
Well, I wouldn't agree with
Well,
that because it's heat. You don't have the normalization, so you don't have the same pen.
That's true.
Let me take a look here. I'm having a brain fart. There's a couple of stats that I haven't been able to look at in a while, so I'm trying to remember where they're located. View range at 380, horsepower 520, top speed 56, reverse speed at 22. Yeah, this thing is going to be an absolute monstrosity in the game. This will break. Yeah, this is going to be way too strong of a tank already at tier 8.
Right.
It's going to be able to compete
Great.
against tier 10.
Great.
And whenever I say compete against tier 10, I mean haul down, compete against tier 10.
What's the turret front again?
Identical
it is angled, isn't it, as
to
well?
it's literally a Torvagen turret on a medium chassis. So that's gonna break
Yeah,
it.
it will get
what
minced
was-
alive by gold ammo, but that's gold
No,
ammo.
it
That's
won't.
just what it does.
You got to pinpoint aim against it with gold ammo. All right, Night Stalker is still not nerfed. Now the Gunger. I want to take a look at this as well. What is the armor on this? Okay, super light, 40 millimeters, tier 9. So overmatchable. Yeah, no one's gonna play this.
Wait, save and look. I'm gonna send a screenshot in general.
Everyone's
Why
actually
is
gonna
the-
play this. Now that I think about it, it's gonna be a ghost on the battlefield.
Why is this
Is it-
330 millimeters on the inside of the turret?
Has it got insane camo then? I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, no, that 330 is because it's raised. So like compared to the Torvagen, so like whenever you come inside and you look at the armor, take a look at how it's raised up. It's raised up slightly on the turret, so that armor is what's underneath what's the raised part. They did the same thing in the M48 patent. So like if you look at the Torvagen, you can see that the raised part is technically there, but it's a module inside the turret. So whenever you look at the turret, that raised part, the platform, is inside the turret.
Huh.
But then whenever you look at the tier 8, it's sticking out. So that module's sticking out because that Torvagen turret's too big for the chassis it's placed on. So they got to give it armor.
Yeah.
Give me a second, 'cause I'm in a corner
Scratch
shop.
that. That 330 is way deeper inside. Yeah, go ahead and mute yourself for a moment there, and then unmute once you're done. But this is a joke. The fact that the chests are technically worse than the Halloween event is not the Halloween, the Christmas event. That drives me a little insane looking at it. And then I want to find the drop table, but I can't find the drop table no matter where I'm looking. Because all it says is like 69% drop rate, 20% drop rate, 10% drop rate, and then 1% drop rate. So these are the commanders inside it. So it's literally just like how they used to do the 2D commander drops. One 3D. Hilder's awesome. The new Ultimate Hilder is probably going to be ugly. And their Valkyries are nowhere near what I would consider a Valkyrie.
The problem I have with World of Tanks console now
Proper
is
Valkyrie
it's
armor.
gone so far in one direction that to fix it is going to take an insane investment of time and money.
Ew.
Yeah, but actual
Not to
Valkyries.
mention, Not
Like,
to mention a full balance pass.
yeah, I know.
Jeez, nice.
Like actual Valkyries, exposed skin is not very common. They usually wear like full armor sets.
Yeah, it's
So
full plate.
yeah, full plate. So like whenever like this is a Valkyrie right here, and it's kind of funny how Apex Legends does it right, but every other game is just like we like sexiness. We need to show off skin. That's not proper
I mean, look,
Valkyries.
I'm not going to complain about a little skin, but if you're going to try and make it, here's the thing: are they trying? Are they like selling it as historical? That's the thing.
Well, World of Tanks
Because
is
if they
supposed to be
sell it as
historical.
historical, then no.
Like everything about
Yeah,
World of Tanks is supposed to be historical. So like you have fake stuff inside of it that is not historical. It's kind of like, well, what's the point? And another thing is that I always ask people. Like one of the biggest questions that I ask people. Um, for instance, whenever someone is chatting with me about the game and like if they should buy a tank or whatever, um, the number one thing I tell them: are you actually going to play the tank enough to pay it back? You know, for instance, you buy a tier 10 for $100. Okay. Are you actually going to play at least 100 matches inside that tank? And by this point in time, you can start to calculate how much money each match is costing you. Because this is kind of what I started to jump into, and the entire reason why I stopped playing entirely. Because you can take a tank, and it can tell you there are stats somewhere in this game that tell you the exact minutes you have spent inside the tank and
yeah.
the amount of time that you
Yeah.
have played the tank inside of an actual match. I just can't
So
remember how to find it.
It's on Watch Stars. It's on
here's
Watch
the way I
Stars.
value.
I'm looking
Here's the
for
way
it. I
I
can't
value
find
it.
it. Send me a link and then I'll
Here's,
check it. Oh, time played,
here-
39 minutes. So
yeah,
like,
here's the way I value it.
yeah,
Is if you're going to spend money on a tank, or you're going to spend the gold equivalent of money on a tank, are you going to play it for the equivalent? Say the equivalent £70. Yeah.
yeah.
Are you going
Are
to
you
play
gonna
it
put
for the
enough
same
time
amount of
into it?
time? Are you going to play it for the same amount of time as you would play Doom: The Dark Ages, or The Legend of Zelda,
Because
or
remember this.
anything like that, right? Because it's AAA type.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
AAA
yeah.
title price.
So real fast, 792 matches inside of my T11 OE5. Okay, 792 matches is equivalent to 2 days, 20 hours, and 45 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah.
So by that point, looking at my Korea vets, that's 2 days, 9 hours, and 54 minutes at 695 matches played. So looking at that, that tank has paid itself off. And it's paid itself
Absolutely.
off fully. My LT432, 555 matches, is 1 day, 23 hours, and 21 minutes. Okay? And then if we go down to my Sinlac, 200 matches is only 17 hours. All right? While, you can go out and you can buy a AAA title for one of these tier 10 premiums that they're releasing, and you're going to get at least 90 hours, 200 hours worth of fun out of that, rather than trying to build an entire garage and go crazy with it. Also, I'm really confused on the Sinlac because I'm 6th now inside the rankings for global.
What? How?
I used to be number 1 for the longest time, so I wonder what has changed in the performance of this tank, because I hit number 1 when it was broken and then I stopped playing it. So like I hit number 1 when it had 8,300 DPM. And then I stopped playing the tank. I quite literally just put it off to the side. Yeah, 15 hours, 172 matches is 15 hours worth of actual play time inside of my VK 4502A. VK 18P, that's 13 hours for 160 matches. 252U 160 is 13 hours and 18 minutes. And don't forget there's 2 duplicates of the 252U. So coming down, I'm actually going to do this. Let's go tier 10. Tier 10. We're going to go tier 10 premium. 279E, 412 matches. 1 day, 13 hours. To me, that's worth it. And I paid like 6,000 gold for that. The Object 260, 23 hours. Worth it. Version 5, 20 hours, and that was a season pass reward. Oh my god, I feel bad that I played this tank that much. The 780, I actually really enjoy my 780. Originally, I complained about the sound of the engines. I'm still complaining about the sound of the engine on it, but it's a good tank, nonetheless. 252U Turan, 13 hours and 21 minutes in 136 games. So, like, whenever I look at these, the one thing that always comes to mind is what is my playtime inside the tank compared to the actual cost of it. And it started to get to the point where there's no value in buying any of the new tanks for me because I'm not going to be playing them enough. And then you have other tanks that it's like you're going to invest in something and you're going to put money down and then it's not going to be worth it because once you start to roll the boxes inside the game, the actual boxes. So like let's say you jump in the store, you go over to Valhalla, oh my god, 40,000 gold? Are
The mega
you
bundle.
absolutely me right now?
Wait, that's like £150 for me. That's like 2 lots of 25.
Dude, it's a joke. It
And I
comes
have
with
5,000
all
gold
the
left over.
skins, all the cosmetics, everything, and it doesn't even come with the special commander. Like, I'm looking at
Really?
this. Yeah, special commander. You have to pay for that. You're not going to be able to get
Oh,
it without it.
oh,
So 9,000 gold for a tier 8. So this is equivalent to a. Oh, never mind. It's tier 10. No, it's Cold War. Okay.
yeah.
World War II. World War II. So you can buy
got all
all
parts
of the
here.
content right now.
I've got the Gungnir, the Swedish the
Okay,
looking
well,
one.
at least there's one thing they did right for this one, and the tanks aren't in the box.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
You can get a discount for them for if you go to challenges, you can pick one of the heroes, and eventually it'll give you a discount. I don't remember how you get it though.
yeah,
But yeah, you can
I
buy
don't
it
care
online.
about the discount because I'm not going to play enough to get the discount.
Oh,
Like that's the way that I look at it. I'm not going to play enough to get the discount.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
yeah, yeah.
They're gonna be in the boxes, but they're not gonna be exclusive to the boxes. They're not like the Winterfest bullshit that we had.
With the Panzer
Yeah.
7,
Um,
the Panzer whatever the
yeah,
hell it was,
the
the
Panzer
actual
7
tank I was
P.
excited for to get added to the game
Yeah,
because
but
it was a German heavy that I would have really liked to play because I've been watching YouTube on that tank for years, and
yeah,
then they
because
add it to
it
the
was a
game, but
German.
it's locked behind a goddamn fucking lockbox. Yeah, thank you, Wargaming.
It's a double lot boxes. Don't
Oh yeah,
forget.
yeah, yeah.
It's two
It
lot
was
boxes.
redundant and it was completely idiocracy. I wish that someone would just step into wargaming and edify them on their absolute bullshit because at the moment, it is just ridiculous. Then again,
Also, Did you see Kems's rework for artillery
oh, I saw that the day it came
in
out,
that
like a
video?
year ago.
No. I mean, like in his most recent video, did you see how he would rework the artillery
Yeah, he'd make them all close
and
quarters,
have
and
them
he would
basic?
remove the third-person view camera and change it into a offensive support vehicle.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that's actually not
absolutely.
a bad
Which I
idea
think
to do it. And
give
the best
give
way
it
to
more
try it,
HP.
yeah, the best way to try it is quite.
Yeah,
Actually, no, you don't even need to try it. Look at the Strum Tiger.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The
The
Strum
Sturm Tiger
Tiger
is direct
is an
fire artillery.
example. Yeah, because the Strum Tiger is artillery.
Look at the KV2. Look at the KV2.
Well, I mean, you
It's
can't really compare it to
essentially
KV2. But look at any lightly
yes and
armored cave.
no.
Look at any lightly armored tank destroyer with a large gun.
The Stone Tiger can bounce shells if you angle it,
Yeah,
and
like that's why I was kind of
Yeah, the
saying Strum
Sturm.
Tiger kind of, including the Strum Tiger is kind of hard.
But
But
I would actually argue that the KV2 bounces less shots than a Sturm Tiger. So, you know.
only like 1,000 watts on my KV2.
oh,
250.
I love
speaking of
my
which, the
KV2.
Strumpanzer
I'm so
5.
sad I don't play.
One thing that
Oh yeah, that
people
thing. Is it any
haven't
good?
been talking, it's amazing because it's literally just an unskinned version of the creature. So
Yeah.
Oh, it's a creature, right?
yeah, um,
Daddies.
So at the moment, I logged on a couple days ago, right before the big update, and I saw that they had, what was it? They had the tank up for sale. And I saw 25 million silver, and I sat there, and the only thing going through my head was, why? 25 million silver. Do you guys realize that most players who are brand new to this game can play for 2 years and never save up 25 million silver?
I'll get
I don't
And
have
they
that.
will
25 million
never get
silver.
access to it?
I don't have 25 million silver.
You
Exactly.
can buy
I've been playing for years.
gold or free XP though. Gold or free XP you can get it with as well, but
Yeah, like
yeah.
I'm sitting at 42 million right now. And that's me.
Would you buy that tank for 25 million silver?
No, I
Like,
spent the
that's the other question.
136,000 for
Is it
XP.
even fucking worth it?
No, I spent
Is it
the
even worth
XP to get it. So the way that I look at it is I'm gonna do tier 5 to tier 10 real quick. I didn't start making silver until I started equipping every single tank that I play in the game. So like every single tank that I have, I put equipment on. All right. Speaking
Yeah,
of which, the
which is what you
T249
should do.
black, it's not a nerf. It's not a nerf. They can
It's not
pretend
nerfed
all
enough.
they yeah
It
they
did get nerfed because it did actually get its clip reduced, but it's not
yeah
enough.
it's still one-shotting people. So it doesn't matter. Learn to lead your shots,
Anyway,
and you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
ruin someone's day. But like all
I am
the
quickly going
main
to switch over to my laptop, so you should have a bit of a better voice quality thing going on.
yeah no problem.
Yeah.
But like every single tank that I play or have played in the past have been equipped. Like my duplicates, like my Freedom is not equipped, but my T2064 is equipped. Um, any duplicates I don't really play or equip. Like the Vengeance, there is value to equipping the Vengeance and actually using it because it has an experience bonus.
Right, hello, I should be back.
Yeah, Commander earn rate 150%, so it's got a crew XP bonus. But I don't really care about the crew XP.
Her XP is just kind of a big nothing burger, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, there used to be
Yeah.
value behind it, but not anymore. You know, like now there's the Astron Rex, which is a 75% bonus, I believe. And that 75% bonus is no, it's 50%. Yeah, but it's a good tank, so I mean, use it.
That's not even the problem for me. The problem for me is
This is
a
just
lot
a
of the
mare.
skill,
I
like
got a
you
lot of
don't
stuff
even
to
need
go
that
over.
many skills on a commander anymore,
500.
and the skills that you can get is fucking limited now. So why would you need a bonus to get to a fixed
To cap
limited
it
amount
out.
of fucking slots?
Yeah, the cap it
Yeah.
out immediately. No, my biggest gripe with it is the fact that the crew system, the perks in game have not been fixed. They are still broken. Steady aim has it is crazy how much steady aim actually affects your tank. So
Does Armorous still make your broken gun on a Brask more accurate?
No.
Okay, so they did actually
maybe
fix
That
it.
perk doesn't work anymore.
maybe I'm
It's
not
been bugged.
100%. So in terms of your gun in this game, you have got multiple aiming multiple
Boost.
aiming bases. So you have after-shot dispersion, which is kind of auto-loader, which you cannot see in game. You have moving, stationary, during rotation, like turret rotation, not hall rotation. That's turret and hall rotation. Like your moving accuracy is the one that, as you turn, the moving accuracy applies. Then you have accuracy during movement, which is turret traverse. So well, during rotation, during moving, never mind. During moving is quite literally whenever you're moving. During rotation is the rotation. Like that's how long it's been since I've played. So steady aim affects every single category of accuracy. Every single category of accuracy. And through my testing, it's also affected by Born Leader and premium consumables. So like the aiming effect is worse without a premium consumable than it is with a premium consumable on your base tank to begin with. But with steady aim actually benefits from a premium consumable because steady aim is a skill, not a perk.
I had no idea it even did that.
Yep, it's a skill, not a perk. So, for instance, off-road driving is a skill, not a perk. Track mechanic is a skill, not a perk. Situational awareness is a skill, not a perk. Sixth Sense is a perk. Last Stand is a perk. Born Leader is a skill. No, Born Leader is a perk, not a skill. It's a perk. Rapid loading is a perk. Snapshot is a skill. So like you've got a lot. Like Deadeye is a perk. Gunsmith is a perk. Rapid aim is a perk. And well, no, rapid aim I believe is a skill because it does get amplified with Born Leader and Premium Consumable. Like the effects are greater. So you have all this stuff in the game, and steady aim increase to accuracy. It is every single category of accuracy. It improves your base dispersion value. It improves your accuracy during movement, your accuracy during rotation, and to the fact that it increases your base accuracy, it means that your rotation and your movement are amplified that much more because the bloom is not allowed to pass a certain point. So, for instance, the best way to look at steady aim is once you take it off your tank, you lose 42% of your bloom by that one perk being removed. It is a 42% increase to accuracy with a consumable equipped, with ventilation, and steady aim equipped.
Yeah,
Please.
and this is why I say the Tornvang isn't going to be as cracked as you think, because the accuracy of everything is insane at the moment.
Yeah, like whenever
In
people
fact,
complain about
this-
missing,
This
it's
is why shitbarns can snapshot you now
yes, this is why
easily.
if you just take a high velocity shell on RBRT all game, you don't miss. You know, like, and that's another reason why I have stopped playing World of Tanks is because they're they don't care about the balance of the game at the moment. They don't see the problems, even though I have tried to report the problems. I have tried to talk with other of like some of the like Heat Resistance. I think he's a good guy. I was talking to him about certain camos and which ones I liked and which one would be really cool to put in the game. So it's nice to see that they're finally adding in some of these camo and skins because for me, I'm sitting here all like, I'm a total weeb, you know. If I had more money, I would have bought more cat lady skins, you know, because I'd throw them on everything. But at the
In all
time, I didn't.
fairness, I was very close to coming back to World of Tanks console for one reason and one reason only. Girls and Panzer.
Dude, Girls and
Oh,
Panzer.
That was such a that was such
Yeah,
a morality decision
I
for me
I
because
logged
I
on.
love that show.
I
love
logged on, and I bought the Tiger 2 at tier 6. Like, the moment Clone Guy told me that this was in the game, without a second thought, I logged on and I bought the Kuro, the Kuro.
The Kuromonomune Tiger.
Kuro, yeah, see, like that's a tongue twister. Don't make me say it. But yeah, it is a tier 7 Tiger 2. And the best part is, it is the literal introduction armor of the Tiger 2 whenever the game first released. So you have the 185 frontal, you have the 150 frontal plate, you have the 100 millimeter side armor, and it's the Tiger 2 from the release of the game. And this thing is a monster, and it fits perfectly at tier 7 with the 88 millimeter. Someone was trying to tell me it's broken, it's too broken, and I sat there. I'm all like, you're saying it's broken, but have you seen the Linus? The Lioness has got 160 angled armor on the turret, 110 millimeter upper plate, side plate, and then 80 millimeter side armor. Like, this thing is within the same boat. You also have the VZ44-1, which has got 200 millimeters of turret armor, you know, and then 110 millimeter hull. So it's like you have other tanks in the same tier that are very identical in terms of performance. But then the Tiger 2, it's just you got that thicker upper plate, and that's the only advantage that this tank actually has compared to all the other tier 7s. Like, in terms of turret performance, I think it's like a 10-degree slant on the actual Tiger 2 turret on that 180. I can't remember if it's I think it's 10 degrees. I could be wrong. It's like 8 or 10 on that slant on the turret. So, yeah, compared to all the others, it's it's very well placed. You know, I don't see a problem with it being a tier 7.
balanced tank. Wow, finally.
Dude,
But
the Kuro is the most balanced tank that they have released in the past year and a half.
yeah, because
Yeah.
it does have weaker armor than the actual Tiger 2, doesn't it?
It has
Yeah,
the
yeah.
pre-buff armor.
Yeah, so it is quite a bit weaker. And then there's the BT-42.
BT-40, the tier 5.
Yeah.
Yep. KV2, but not a KV2.
Yep.
KV2, but fast.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because I remember watching Quickie Baby's video on that, like, what, a year ago? 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Like, it's been a
Yeah,
while since that video
I need
was
to turn.
released. But
I'm
I
actually
remember...
This
I-
is how much I betrayed console. I'm currently playing artillery in PC.
Oh, that
Ah.
is disgusting. I haven't really betrayed it. I've just moved on. For me, I've been putting time into Steam and buying games. Like, Returnal was the first title I bought on Steam.
I've been playing Steam games. I've also been playing more World of Warships PC client, and As Your Lane basically just came out as well, so that's fun.
Yeah, like I
Another
started
another
playing
way that I've
X4
brought it.
Foundation, Squad, Helldivers, War Thunder, Armored Core, Baldur's Gate 3. I bought that whenever it came out. I'm gonna be doing another playthrough. Elder Scrolls, by the way, Oblivion Remaster is really good.
I haven't looked at it. I've been kind of considering Doom Dark Ages, but
It's
I don't think
really
my laptop
good,
can run it. What,
dude.
Doom Dark Ages?
No,
Or both of them?
Oblivion. It's really freaking. It has all the glitches from the original version of the game. So it's quite literally a remaster of the original game, and I love it. It's so good. But like right now, on sale, Aliens Fireteam Elite is on sale on Steam, so I might actually buy that and play it.
You should look at the tier 9 that they put in. What do you think of that one?
Oh,
Because
the Gungar?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
My
I already
friend
looked
bought.
at it.
Oh, you did? Oh.
That doesn't seem like it's going to be a bad tank. Like, it's going to be a ghost Swedish tank destroyer, and like that's what it is. It's just the E25. It's going to have better camo than an E25.
Opposed to the camo in general. They've got mine too.
Yeah, like it's a ghost. Is it a 105 or a 120 on the gun?
It is. It's a 120.
420 damage? Yeah,
Yeah, 420
420.
damage.
So this is going to be aim time at 3 seconds. You're going to be stationary most of the time. Yeah, like this is already gonna.
It's like it's a TD. It does what it says on the tin. It's a
Yeah,
tank destroyer.
it is a tank destroyer. Like, this thing is gonna hit hard, and it's gonna be a ghost. Problem is that we don't exactly have the mats to really use concealment, which is something I've been complaining about for years, because our our maps are not designed for camo play like PC. We have a couple of maps that have camo play introduced, but we have so many maps in game that just outright don't
The
work.
only super strong one that I know of is Prokhorovka.
Well, Prokhorovka, I want like that's an okay one. The other one has the castle in the middle. There's two backline firing sections. There's a left side is on the city. I played with clone guy in the map the other day, and I can't remember what it's called. But that map, there's trees everywhere, and you can just knock them all down. You can make a stupid amount of camo in the middle of the map. I did one in a video a little while ago. I can't remember what the map was called. And then Tetradome. Tetradome is quite literally just a Manticore with slightly worse camo, and then a gun that is a gun. Yeah, this is a joke to me. You know, like looking at all this, it's why I'm done playing for a while. Like, I want to log on. I want to do the season pass. I want to buy the season pass and get the tier 9 inside of it because the tier 9 looks decent. Problem is that if I spend the money on this game, is it even worth it?
The Felice is.
That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah,
So, yep.
Felice is balanced.
Oh, I bet it is. Because it's tier 9. It's not tier 10. They don't want to make an overpowered tier 9. Scratch that. Look at the Night Stalker. But uh yeah,
They
you
don't
know.
want to make an overpowered tier 9 because tier 9 is when all of the fun in this game actually fucking happens. Like that's where all the unique
Well, dude, like
vehicles
you
are.
you have all these tiers that you can properly do experimental fun gimmick tanks. Tier 7 is that tier. You know, like whenever
Tier
I look
7
at
Yeah, exactly.
tier 7, I think memes. I think a ton of memes. I look at tier 6, I think realism and memes, you know. Um
tier 6 KV2, tier
Whenever I
7
think
Dread.
tier 10, I think the pinnacle of skill,
Oh,
the
shit.
pinnacle of understanding the game mechanics and understanding of how the game works, and like that's where the matchmaking is going to be, that is actually going to take 8 minutes a match. But instead tier 10 has turned into I'm only going to play these two tanks because these two tanks are the best tanks in the game. So for me it's like I can't play top tier anymore in this game because it's gone to absolute crap. And the biggest reason why it's gone to absolute crap is because of the idiocracy that was included from Cold War. So like the Cold War strategies have slowly been getting pushed and pushed and pushed into World War II because these people have no idea what they're doing. You know.
Exactly.
Cold War. Okay, this is what I'd like for World War II. Cold War size maps. One. Just simple as that. I would like larger maps with
What
more
I think,
camo play.
yeah,
With more camo play, more pathing for heavies and mediums. Like, not just fucking 3 corridors.
yeah.
Right?
Red Farm could be really
Well,
nice.
3 corridor rule doesn't really happen inside of Watt for Watt
It
console because our
it
maps you
it
can
does and
drive
it doesn't.
into the other corridors.
Yeah, it
Like
does and it
50%
doesn't.
of our maps are corridor related, you know, and
Yeah.
then the other 50% are like reversal corridor maps. Like we have maps that are not symmetrical in the slightest. Um,
I mean,
where was I
there's
going?
some maps that you get. There's some maps that you get, and you're like, "Oh, we have hill automatically. We're gonna win if
Oh
we
yeah,
take
yeah, yeah,
hill."
yeah.
Like
Abby's one of them. Um,
mines,
mm,
mines. Like sometimes if you've got the right light tanks on your team and you're
I don't know
fast,
about mines because there's
like
ways to
one
dig out
team
that
is
middle.
better than the other. There are ways to dig out that middle, but it is a very strong position, and it's the fact you have to dig it out in the first place that's
Well,
really
there's
hard
a
to
lot
do.
of cover to get into the middle from both sides. Like there's, I can push mid, but if we're outnumbered, I can't push mid. If you have identical numbers, you can push mid, but if you're outnumbered, you can't push it. Um,
Yeah.
you need to have the same health and same hit points to push it. So like I don't see big issues there, but there are crossfires that are really bad. Um, where was I going? I got lost. Brain fart.
Why am I going up here?
Okay,
I need to
the
go down.
biggest thing that WOD console can do to bring back the player base and make people happy. Bring back the old war chests. I don't care if you make the new ones, just bring back the old ones. The old ones are the ones that I bought. The old ones are
Hey,
the ones that I support because they are generous. Okay?
give,
Um,
give back full gold compensation. Why the fuck did
is
you
it
even
50%?
attempt to do that? It is
Yeah,
still
it's fifty
it's
percent.
50%.
Yeah, like I haven't bought a single chest since they did that because I don't. There's no value in it anymore. There's not a single ounce of value left inside the boxes. So where I go is I just don't pay anything anymore. And if I buy something, I just buy the exact amount that I need. Problem is that I had to buy more than the exact amount, which is why I'm excited about the UK. Um, Speaking of which, Tetradome, whenever it released, was 25,500, which was over the $100 that you were capable of purchasing inside the game. That actually falls under what the legislation is changing in the UK. That is, I'm excited for that slap to hit them in the face. That is a slap I'm ecstatic for.
Yeah, I'm super
Yeah.
here for it as well, believe me.
Oh, I'm waiting because
I want people to do something
once
cool
that
on it.
legislation gets passed, dude, oh, dude, it's gonna be like I guarantee that a lot of stores and games are gonna be shut down for a week. Like it's gonna be a while. That stuff is gonna be turned off. Um, crap. Where was I gonna go? I lost it. It's gone out the. Nope. It's back. I got it. One of the best things that World of Tanks can do is to add a multi-layered game mode like Onslaught. Now, they always complain about how original Xbox users aren't able to participate in Onslaught. Then guess what? Give them the stick. Tell them sorry. Your console can't perform inside this. You know,
How about
we're
make a
gonna.
new? How about make a new mode? How about make a new mode called historical, and it's just tanks that you are built or blueprints, and it's none of the bullshit premium tanks.
Oh yeah, well, not just
Yeah,
that, but
I would like
everything is equipped by the developers to be historical, which means that there's no premium ammo. Um, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool. But we're never
I
gonna
don't.
get
They're
that.
not. I know,
Okay.
because they
Oh,
don't know what they're doing.
did you know that if you made an account on an Xbox One S, so like the old gen, and you log into that account on a new gen, you get a free Panzer 2J because one of the ops from 10 years ago is still active.
Funny.
I
Awesome.
literally have it on my alt. It's still active for no reason. I don't know why.
Well, another thing that they can do is bring back tiers 1 through 3, like entirely.
Yep. Yeah.
Bring back the introduction tanks because those are introduction tanks. Those
Why?
are a
They
safety
removed-
net. All right, those are a
They
safety
removed
net.
them. They removed them to add Cold War, right? But Cold War is such a huge amount of data that removing tier 1 and 2 makes it's
It
not
was like
enough.
removing
It's a
500 megs
bullshit.
of data to add in 90 gigs of bullshit.
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense. I feel like the actual reason they
Oh,
removed it
speaking
is
of which,
because
a
they
couple of reviews that I was looking at the other day was quite literally in relation to how big this game is that people don't want to download it.
the
Wow.
actual reason
But it's only
that they
65
removed
gigs. I don't know why they would complain. You know, no, I can see
the
the
actual
issue.
reason the actual reason they removed tier 1 and 2 is because tier 1 is free and tier 2 is free enough that you can buy it immediately once you start the game. Like you get enough free XP and you get enough silver that you could have immediately gone straight to it, right? But tier 3 costs just a little bit more that you'd have to play a few games of Cold War. And that's where they get you hooked. You have to start with Cold War in modern World of Tanks console. You don't get to start in World War II. You have to start
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Cold War.
They put you in
It's
Cold War
They
by
need to
default
give you
now.
a choice.
They need to give you a choice, and it's bullshit that they even consider doing that. That is
Cold
fucking
War is so much
stupid.
harder than Tier 3. I can't lie to you. When I'm playing Cold War Era 1, I'm like, what? Like these all these people I'm seeing, they don't know what they're doing. Whereas
Yeah,
Tier 3, I can understand it.
And then you
it
get one.
is.
Then you get
It's
one
brain
object.
dead, dude. Like
And then you
everyone's
get
got
one.
speed. Everyone's got speed. Everyone's got a gun, and then you're playing
And then you get
inside
that
Air
one
One.
guy. And then you get that one guy who's playing in an object 165, or that one guy who's playing in a Centurion,
Devastating
top of the era,
everyone.
killing everybody because those two tanks are fucking cracked at Era 1.
Yeah, so like that's why I don't play Cold War because it's an unbalanced mess, jumbled mess.
It's a tier 8, 9, 10 game that's being
It's
thrown in your
brutal.
face, and
Oh,
it's
and
every era
everything
is
does less damage.
and everything
Yeah.
for some fucking reason.
And everything has
Um,
higher pin. So I mean,
Like, what's the point in
and
armor if you're just
and
gonna pay anyway?
right?
and if somehow Era 1 doesn't turn you off the game before you can play a good amount of World War II, or if they manage to hook you into Era 1 Cold War, you get to Era 2 and then you get the bake lights,
So
and you get
I made an
You
alt
got
account like a year ago, and I played
yeah.
Cold War. I was gonna make a video on it because it was the worst experience in my life. Okay, like I played Cold War, and the first thing that went through my head was, wow, I almost feel like I'm gonna have a better experience logging on the War Thunder. Not kidding.
a good
Wow.
fucking mentality to have, dude. That's a terrible mentality.
Yeah,
That's a
I'd
terrible
rather
thing.
I would rather get hit by CAS than ATGMs.
That's a
BGMs
I,
are
I
so
would, yeah, I would rather get shot across the map out of nowhere by some guy and get one shot in my Amarek than play Cold War.
Yeah, dude. Like I'm not kidding. Um, I was recording like all the content for that video that I was gonna do about the introduction to Cold War, and the moment I started playing, I sat there. I'm all like, I'd have a better experience playing War Thunder. Oh my god.
just go play War Thunder, bro.
I
It'll be
quite literally am
entertaining.
logging into it right now.
It's so
Oh,
sad. It's so sad because I love this. I've loved World of Tanks, both versions. I quite like PC. I just don't like the fact that they're bringing those loot boxes to this game because now
Yeah,
that makes
no,
me
like
think, okay, how
I
long before T249? Also, September. I don't know if you saw the year in review for this for PC client, but it looked like they might be bringing Cold War to PC.
nah,
no, they
bro.
have Project Cold War. Um,
Well, they've got Project Cold War, okay, but
yeah,
they
Project
brought
Cold
that
War is an
to
entirely
PC.
different game. You know, like
Also,
they're gonna do it right. They're not gonna
apparently,
ruin it.
apparently Project Cold War is failing in the money department, and that's basically why PC World of Tanks is having to sell out so much because they're having to fund other projects that they're doing.
Well, of
There's not
course,
a
if they're
single
making too much
developer
money,
being
they
done
gotta
nothing.
push it somewhere. So I mean,
But push it into the development of World of Tanks. If you're making a fuck ton of money off World of Tanks,
yeah,
do the development for
they
World of
don't have
Tanks,
brains.
or better yet, make the
I
shit
still
in
need
World
to
of
play
Tanks
this.
cheaper so that your player base actually fucking likes you instead of complaining about everything all the time because we all fucking hate you.
Yes, language. Just kidding. I
And
don't care.
again, and
Um,
again, not the developers. I don't hate the developers. I literally only hate the businessmen.
the greedy people.
Yeah,
We
that's all
can
it
blame
is.
the developers too. Because if all of the development team teamed up and said we're not doing this, guess what the heads up have to do? They either have
They
to
would fire them
replace
and hire an
they have
entire new
to
team.
replace the entire new team and lose all their experience that they have behind it,
Yeah,
which could kill the game
where do you,
immediately.
yeah, where do you
So
think 6.0 where do you think 6.0 World of Tanks console came from? Where do you think all these Armored
valid,
Warfare developers went?
valid.
They fucking did do a strike, I think. Personally, I
I
think that's what they did
no
at some point.
no you. There was a couple of guys that came in and they changed the whole system and then they left the company right after 6.0 dropped. So I mean, whatever.
Wow.
6.0 was the biggest downfall to World of Tanks in my eyes. Just it ruined the game. It really
Broke
ruined it.
so much.
The
It broke so much.
like I think that the perk system change was good in my eyes. I think that was a good change. But whenever it comes down to it, you got to make sure that like if you put a new system in the game, guess what you have to make sure gets done properly the first time. You have to make sure that you balance it. Because I'm telling you now, after they did 6.0 and they changed all the systems and they changed all the perks, none of it was changed. None of it was properly rebalanced. It was simply thrown in there and forgotten about. A couple of actually broken perks were kind of fixed over time, but it took them a year to do it. You know, like gun armor, you know, like the one for the broken gun. It was a visual bug that made you seem like you had better accuracy, but you didn't have better accuracy. The thing is that you actually did because I tested it and you actually did, but they were saying it's a visual bug. They were saying visual bug because they didn't want people to use it. Um,
Wow.
yeah, so visual bug was a way to make people think like, oh, it's just a visual bug. It's not actually improving. It was improving accuracy. Um, but there's all these other perks in the game that still need to be fixed. There's a lot of equipment in the game that need to be changed and fixed. For instance, Spa Liner. Why is Spa Liner 500,000 credits and the explosive protection doesn't even work? Did you guys know that?
I don't know.
The explosive protection does not work on Spa Liners. The only thing that works inside of a Spa Liner is crew protection.
Which arguably isn't even that bad when you have consumable medkits that recharge every fucking 30 seconds.
Actually, it's huge
Mm.
because you can put it on pain tolerance and then Spa Liner and drop the med kit. And
Oh, okay, fair enough.
if you lose a crew member, believe me, it's surprising when you lose a crew member. Like, I used to do it inside of my 268 version 4, and I would go super heavy style. I would drop my optics, put on spa liner, put on some other stuff. If my commander dies, whatever, he's in the hatch. And I would just go crazy. But like your driver's defended, your loader's defended, your gunner's defended. The only person that dies in your tank is your commander. So you need your team to spot for you after that, but it was fun. Yeah. Another thing is, like, open top tanks, they still need to fix the flamethrowers against open top tanks because it still insta kills them.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's been an issue since it was first released. And
I thought that was. Oh, you mean like that? Oh.
when the Duster came out, I played my Senjutsu, and I set a couple of Dusters on fire. No joke. I have like 10 unread messages of angry people saying that I was hacking.
That's always the best. That is always the
So,
best.
I mean, like, it's one of those things that the way I look at it is like, let's say one of those people that were playing the Duster didn't have premium consumables. He just had the worst experience of his life in the game. Because his entire crew died, and he only has one med kit. There's a lot of things that need to be changed in World of Tanks, and like I've always been an advocate for game balance, and one of the biggest game balances that they can do is please give the basic consumables a 90-second recharge timer. I don't even care if you remove the benefits, because guess what? No one's using them to begin with, because if you use those, you are not competitive. So that's the way I look at it. While if they had a recharge timer, you'd be competitive and you would actually start making decent silver economy. And playing free to play in World of Tanks, I like my
Sucks.
hair. I really like my hair. You know,
That's why I stopped doing it.
my hair has gotten a lot longer than what it used to be as well. Like, for instance, here, let me actually, is my camera on? It is on. So, my hair, wow, it made a lot of noise. I haven't showered yet. I got a good amount of hair. You two will be able to see that inside the video. It'll be 52 minutes in. But, yeah, lots of fun. Anyways, I'm going to stop recording right here and just upload this and, you know, see if anyone agrees and has their own opinion on it. Sorry for the language, everyone. These two are uncultured swine.
Yeah, sorry. I'm British. It's kind of part of what I do.
No, dude, it's all valid because it's just anger that has slowly been building up over the years.
Oh no, I
Like, you
just
just
felt
see
like
the
saying
riots in PC version.
Yeah, like,
everyone's
it's
getting banned.
yeah. Oh, dude, the Discord on PC. Oh my God, Kim's,
you
you started a firestorm, and I like it.
if you mention the word, if you mention the name Chems or unnamed user random string of numbers that matches Chem's renamed account, you will get banned.
Oh, dude. Okay, so here's the best part.
Hilarious.
Nowhere in the EULA does it say that, you know, they can rename your account randomly because of who he is. There's a ton of stuff that's going on. Honestly, if Kim's was smart, he would hire a lawyer and have all of it investigated in the EULA to find the loophole to where he can sue them for changing his personal content.
He should.
I
don't
would.
know why he has.
I would. You'd be looking at it for about a year, but then once you find the loophole, then you would full send.
Yeah.
Because I would full send it. You know, like I had a lawyer look into. I paid a lawyer, I think it was like $1,300 to look into World of Tanks on the boxes for what you sent me, Cryptic, with that spreadsheet that you sent. He looked into it. He looked over everything. He looked at the laws, and he's all like, "Yeah, if this game was made in 2020, this is Peggy 18." He even said that this is Peggy 18. So
Wait,
I
no,
had
listen,
a
right?
legitimate lawyer tell me that based upon the information that I brought him, based upon everything that I brought him, even him looking at the websites, he says that this is gambling and it's Peggy 18. But due to the time it was made, it is not Peggy 18 because it's past the time frame.
Like the updates though, like look at 6.0. It's basically a completely different game just because it was like the game was created back then. Like I feel like the update should count as the game being made to like today, for example.
Yeah, no, it's just dude, I want to pull my hair out every single time I play World of Tanks anymore. I do got to complete the season pass though. I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna complete it, get that tier 9. So tomorrow I might log on and do a stream, or later today I'm gonna jump on and I'm gonna buy the season pass and I'm gonna grind the ever living hell out of it to complete the
It'll
entire
be
season.
easy. 'Cause
Oh, I know. I have
all
all the backline stacked up at all the same time. So
I'm not playing World of Tanks console until they nerf the 2249. That is my
yeah,
stance on it entirely.
they're not going
I
to.
don't, which means I won't ever play World of Tanks console again.
The
So,
worst
yeah, they
part
lost
is
their
is
time.
rather than actually fixing it the same way that they said that they were gonna fix it, because remember how they said they were gonna give it a clip system?
Yep.
It was gonna be like 48 rounds per clip with a 5-second interclip. Yeah, that never happened. They were all like, "Oh, well, we don't have the skill set to properly fix this, so we're just gonna lower the ammo count."
Unless you
Mean
fucking
they
do,
don't have the
don't
skill
lie.
set to do that. That's a lie. They made the fucking system. They can change it.
Well,
Look at the Panzer
hold
14.
on, Cryptic. All right, you're giving them too much of the benefit of the doubt here. Based upon what I have seen, I don't believe that they have the skill set to fix something.
How do you make something but not have the skill set to fix the thing you made?
Right?
Huh?
Beats me.
Because their brain is so smooth, thought simply slides off it.
Thought slider right off.
Yeah, the thought simply slides right off on how to actually fix it.
God damn it.
They go with the simplest way to fix something.
That's terrible, dude. How do you do that, man? I don't get it. I don't get
No
it.
clue. Like if it was the actual clip
War-
system that they were talking about,
The
it would be so
the
good.
development team for Wargaming, all right, on console, they like their asbestos leaves, okay? And they can't recognize their food, unless it's on a stick. If you hand them an entire lifetime supply of food and it's not on a stick, they will starve to death. All right?
Oh
I
my
just
God,
compared them to a koala. A brain so goddamn smooth that the thought simply slides right off it is a koala bear.
Wow.
All right?
God damn it. I see you
Smooth brain
watch more
developers.
Perez.
Dude, Perez is awesome, man. He is hilarious. Australia is hell.
Australia, it's like, it comes from Australia because of course it fucking does.
Because of course it fucking does. Dude, that plant that has that silicone neurotoxin,
Oh,
and it,
hypodermic needles.
yeah, dude. I'm in Utah. I got diamondback snakes, and I'll tell you now, I'd rather deal with that than anything in Australia.
I think the worst
Yeah,
one
do
for
it.
me was the spider that's twice the size of a was it a funnel web or something? It was something like super lethal. It's got armor piercing fucking fangs with toxin that can
I love his
you.
kangaroo. His kangaroo one was hilarious. They'll box you, you know. All right. Anyways, well, we're super off topic now near the end of the video. It's an hour long that we've been recording this, so I'm just gonna call it here. Anyways, guys, thanks for if you made it to the end. Hope you got a giggle out of it.